wrong.
Started?
Yeah.
Public hearing has started.
No, you need to start it, but the recording started.
I'd like to call to order the public hearing for ordinance 2307-1101. If anyone is wishing to speak on this ordinance, please come forward and name and address. Public hearing will remain open until 6 o'clock.
Huh?
I thought you'd already started.
Started at 5:45. I mean, yeah, 5:45. I didn't have to. You're here.
Some of their donation money to help offset some of their expenses, and I told her, I said, not if they're reoccurring expenses. I said, that will get you in trouble. So I said, if it's a one-time thing, yeah, that the board can use it whenever they decide. I told her, so, as far as like payroll and things like that, so she said that would be okay with that. She said they're having a hard time with their staff. Probably had gone up 10% in 10 years.
Right. Right.
So it's tough. I don't see how they do what they do, but I told her, I said, you're not gonna get anything you don't ask for.
I'm gonna sleep with my.
Make sure you turn your microphones on and speak into them when you're speaking.
Huh?
Make sure you turn your microphones on and speak into them when you're speaking.
All right, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
It's on. Hey.
We're in public hearing.
Audience is overwhelming.
You need me tonight?
Yes, sir, please.
Go back towards town. Right past, or right before you get to the brewery, that way. They're still up. Oh. There's a lot of people that's already used, so. I know it's already used, so that's, there's so many people.
Started again.
It's a
Good thing I can tell you.
She texted me. I'll mention it to somebody, but, I mean, it's not a city thing, I know that. Anything to make me feel better, because I never did before. Yeah. But you just say, I'm gonna, you're gonna get that, right?
Yes.
Because I know some employees, they work hard.
Tim.
I came to work and
Tim.
took a shower here.
Did you?
Well, we've got a shower downstairs that they had installed, and I just loaded myself up into it, but I did get to shower about 10.
Well, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that worked.
When are you
But I
planning
did
to
have to
start
take that
planning
this
to do
morning.
I couldn't work today.
Well, we've got to go to, after this is.
Oh, yeah.
My community was out, I think it was Monday.
Okay,
Mine
well.
was out. It came on
If
about
we're
4 o'clock
approving
today.
zoning,
And
you're not
several
allowed to
of
You're
them
doing the rezoning, but then it's got to be
No, I had to clock out.
authorized use.
Cause I tried, and they're like, you
And
went to
that's
clock out.
terrible.
Okay,
So that'll be September meeting of BCA.
we can get this one.
The deadline is 10 days. So
Okay.
I have to put the ad and all that. He's already paid for all that. I still need to get the
Oh.
payment for the rezoning.
I was just curious.
Well, you can also go to,
After that, and then I gotta,
Southwest Point,
that's up to you after that
the
then.
museum there.
It'd be
Yeah,
all
I'll have to
over.
work.
Yeah, you'll have
Full bathrooms
they'll
in.
approve.
There's 2 of them.
September, they can put down the
I thought it was
planning
handy, like,
commission
if you ever had like, camp out events.
After BZA.
Or river run.
BZA approved.
Yeah, we can still put down, we can still put it on the agenda, and if they don't, you stay off. BZA's gonna approve it. How about that? So, yeah.
I guess I'll get with Eric and David about what I need to
I'm sure
bring
you
to it,
sent
then I
some
guess.
pictures from yesterday.
Yeah, can you,
So it'll be a site
With
plan,
the,
right?
the apartment
Preliminary.
complex that was
preliminary,
sold.
that's what, whatever you plan on doing on the whole, on the property.
Okay, okay.
I'll get you the, after tonight, I'll get you the checklist and all that stuff. And we'll try to get you in September.
This is, I mean, there was people with windows out,
Maybe
they were
get,
desking.
something,
Did you say it was
they'll do
Lovell?
it added to the
Lovell,
water.
because
We can add the water board in, we don't have to do it.
Middlebrook, Cedar Bluff.
Okay.
But yeah,
We've
it's
got-
Center Point
You all
and the
appropriated
apartment complex.
$90,000
These people that used to work with, when they came,
work.
they were there
So
working.
we wanna get that
All of
scheduled,
the
so
carpets
if you all would just authorize
trees and the.
Okay.
expenditure of those funds up to
The light
90,000,
poles,
we won't have to bring it
things on
back.
their cars.
Okay, you know where Aloha Nutrition is?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so my daughter was
Come
in
in,
that
it was about to tack
when I was
before I
in,
left.
we got this one, she didn't,
Where I live,
she's just one street
I
away.
didn't have,
Let me see.
it was heavy rain, and that was it.
At my house, one street over, the trees were bending, and I thought,
It got
I
real
just came
sketchy.
home.
I was in the front office and it got real sketchy for a minute and the doors sucked open.
Yeah.
Like they sucked open and.
well, that kinda makes
Kinda hard
sense
to tell,
because
no.
my house up the river
It's
runs
10 grand.
just right there,
Yeah.
so I do think it,
Um,
well, I think it just skimmed this side maybe, I don't know, but it was scary.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing it
And
now.
certain areas were affected, certain weren't.
Yeah, that's what I was telling
My
you.
neighborhood has three ways in and out of it, and they were all blocked, and they had to be cruised.
I was telling her, my daughter works at Aloha
the other side of that,
Yeah.
you'll have to have it somewhere.
Yeah, I was telling the girls, I said, we might should go get in the vault, and then next thing you know, we're stationed there working out the window.
Of course, stay away from windows, we're not gonna look through it.
Well, it started going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll just have to get for somebody, JR, somebody with HEB and make sure that the manhole, power, and all that good stuff. Yeah, he's giving us 10 grand.
I just closed out your email, then opened it back up.
I did the same thing.
Obviously you didn't.
This is going into the business part. Let me see buildings. Oh, that's a good thing. This new file, it won't let me go there. Which one is this?
David, one more thing.
This. Oh, look, it's all of the windows. And all of them,
I saw this
all of
on
them up there.
Facebook.
Yes.
Did you see that?
No, I did not. Good Lord.
I seen Wayne.
Oh, yeah, that video of you over there.
Is it real or is it a joke? Oh, I was about to say.
So, in this, are you gonna add to the water agenda?
Not in this meeting, we'll just put it in the water, we can do that on the water board. We can add stuff,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's not like, when we put that, this in here was just for this meeting. City council.
So how do you vote to add something to the water board?
No, it's gonna have to. Yeah, he's just what he's
You'll have to
gonna
have
do.
approval that, to do that,
No.
deadline for that.
Okay.
Just on this one. And what that was for is for people couldn't just have the, item that we all didn't know anything about. Which has not been a problem in the last 8 years, prior to that.
Oh yeah, I remember when that happened.
Because Mark, our first day class,
But there's nothing out
I'm
there.
thinking, how can they teach me
You can always learn something.
Okay, when I do, I'll write it
Like
down.
how to socialize at the city park.
Quit watching me on camera.
Who all did your class?
Communicate with Wayne. Several, I didn't know. Me and Cams and Jocelyn. And a few more, they're still trickling in on that. Teresa told me, she was, well, we can give you a mentor, so, you get text or something from your mentors. Text for 30 years.
You'll have to go nationally. They
Oh,
trip
yeah, I get it, son, he drives a bus.
Better put all your seatbelts on.
You ready to white knuckle up?
Sit and drive.
Yeah, I was scared to death. Drove bus, and that's been several years, like back now.
Yeah, I've just seen drive.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Probably.
I know who you're talking about.
When they gonna put it in?
They had
Is it his one?
What happened? It's gotta be a licensed contract.
Yeah, we'll probably give it, maybe hold on to it till you get a contractor.
So what kind of fundraisers you gonna do?
Interesting.
What kind of fundraisers you planning to do?
You know I can't hear.
Exactly.
So they're saying that.
You won't need to sign it unless you just want to.
Need DNA on that.
I can tell you tonight.
Need a DNA.
So, all right.
They do their own, and we're gonna get credit out several people. It's not like on the thing.
Hey, Max.
I got candy.
I'll call
Ain't
Eleanor.
that one of them?
Well, she's already mad at me now, 'cause I got her new TV, got Channel 6 back on where she can watch that. Channel 6 is off. And she's just having a fit.
What's his name though?
I don't have a clue. So I got Xfinity to come in, cancel her TV, save her $160 a month. Her bigger TV, she's still bitching at me about it.
I went to streaming alone. I got rid of all that.
No, she can't.
Well, she can't see it. But
Yeah, that's got a lot to do with it. So the TV is about 6 inches bigger. It's all HD and it's a whole lot brighter. She goes, I can't believe that TV. So I said, see what I'm fixing to do. I'm gonna take all this stuff out and get you a camera, but it was
God love her. You might want to announce again just to make sure. I don't know who that one lady is.
one of the lines, I think.
Mm. It's 5:59. You're about up.
I knew they would.
Still have the public hearing in order. Is anyone here wishing to speak on the ordinance 2307-1101, amending the zoning map of the city of Kingston, Tennessee by rezoning property from R2 Residential District to C2 Highway District? Is anyone here to speak on that tonight? All right. Seeing none, I'll call that meeting is adjourned, and we'll go straight into the regular meeting of Kingston City Council. I'd like to ask everyone to please stand. Ask Mr. Gwynn if he'll lead us in invocation, and Ms. Johnson if she'll lead us in the pledge of the flag.
Heavenly Father, God, thank you for this day, and Father, thank you for the work that our people was capable well doing over these last storms. Be with the first responders, the elected people, the road super crews, everybody that was involved, and I thank you for them so much. Father, just be with us that we make decisions to glorify you, and I give you praise and glory in Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Councilmember Bradwell,
Here.
Vice Mayor Brown, Councilmember Childs,
Present.
Councilmember Gwynn,
Present.
Councilmember Johnson,
Present.
Councilmember Wright,
Present.
Mayor Neal.
Present.
Have a quorum.
We have a quorum, so we'll go to number 4 item is the approval of previous minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve the previous minutes written?
Motion approved.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Mr. Gwynn, second by Ms. Wright. Any corrections or deletions to the minutes?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Madam Clerk, call the roll on the approval of the minutes.
Councilmember Bradwell,
Yes.
Councilmember Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Gwynn,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Neal.
Aye.
6-0.
Now we set aside a time for citizens wishing to appear before the council. Is anyone here wishing to appear before the council tonight? Yes, ma'am. Come up and state your name.
Hello, I'm Dawn Carlock. I'm the Chamber and Events Coordinator for Rhone Alliance. So we're here tonight just to share a little bit of information. We have the social media coverage that we've had for Kingston the past month. And also we'd like to do a big shout out to Chief Washam and the police department and the fire department. They did an amazing job at National Night Out. They showed up big. They were fantastic presence in the community, and we really appreciate that. We've also included some upcoming events countywide, and we have a new tourism card that we're putting out for all the shops, all the restaurants and things to do in Rhone. So we're hoping to get that out and about a little bit more. And we'd also like to mention that we're having a semi-celebrity softball tournament that we're planning, and we're hoping to have a team from every city be involved, and it's gonna go 100% to charity, and the cities get to pick their own charities that they want it to go for. So we're looking to do that on November 4th, so we're hoping that Kingston will put together a team. You can have anybody you want on it. It's gonna be co-ed, it's gonna be fantastic, so we're hoping to raise a lot of money for the charity of your choice. And then we're just here to help here at Rhone Alliance if you need anything with events, so please reach out and we're happy to help. So,
Thank you. I just spoke with Mr. Snow just a few minutes ago, and he was talking to me about an event in November in Harriman.
Yes, we're having Rhone's Taste of the Holidays.
Rome States of the Holidays.
And
That's it. Okay.
it's going to be a rotating event. We're going in alphabetical order, so we're starting in Harriman, and then hopefully next year it'll be in Kingston and then in Rockwood. And what it is, it's formerly we had a Jingle Mingle. This is a vendor event where we're hoping to have everybody, small businesses, be able to come, restaurants, and be able to have an event where the community can come out, shop, share their goods, what they have available for the holidays, and you can book things. And so it's going to be free to the community. And hopefully, like I said, it's going to be on a city rotating basis. So it'll be in Kingston next year. We'll get with you guys and figure out where you'd like to have it. But we're hoping to make it an annual event. So.
Okay. I just talked to him in passing and couldn't remember. I was trying to convey it to Mr. Bowling. So that's
Yes.
any questions for
Yes. What was the card that you just held up that it lists the businesses? What is that?
Yes, it's a QR code for our tourism, and it's
Oh,
going out to
okay.
every restaurant and every lodging that we have in Roane County, so that they'll be able to scan, just shop. It goes to all the local shops, not whether they're chamber members or not. It goes to everyone. And same thing with restaurants. We're keeping a list of restaurants so that when people come to our area, they have a quick way to just scan on their phone. It gives them directions how to get there, and sometimes it links to their menu. So it's just a really good thing we're getting out there, so that when people come, they have a resource wherever they're at to visit all of our local businesses, attractions, and things like that. So we're hoping to get it out and about. So I've attached a paper copy on the back of your packet, but we have the cards available, and if you want some, we'll be happy to send over however many you request.
Okay. Is that it, Ms. Johnson?
That's all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address the council tonight? Mr. Caldwell.
Just a comment, Rose, she started on the Dollar Tree construction, and we're coordinating with Navy, to do both our solution and part of Runoff County Street. So I think I forwarded the city manager bid that they offered, and I have another number as well. So I guess it's time to evaluate the cost part as to what part of it we want to do and not.
Okay. I guess we'll need to wait and discuss that in the next work session, or?
Yeah, I would think so. And we can have Tim Clark here,
Okay.
and he could probably speak on it better than I could, so
Okay.
we'll make plans to do that. So.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Matt. Anyone else? All right. Seeing none, we'll go into reports. I'll start with Mr. Bredwell. Mr. Bredwell, do you have anything to report? Mr. Childs.
Just give everybody an update on the utility board stuff. I've got an email from Kendall actually at 5:26 today. As y'all know, the storms come through yesterday. It's looking to be one of the worst ones since 2015. The crews worked almost 40 hours straight. Some of them went home and rested. They'll be working through tonight. They actually have 3 electrical companies here working to try to get it on, and said people are still out. It could be up until 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow evening before they get it done. They've replaced 9 of 20 poles so far, and still have wire down everywhere in the system. But they're hoping to have, he said, look at it around 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon before everybody have power back.
In that email, did he say how many customers were still out in Rowan County?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Anything else to report?
There's 1,000 something yesterday.
Yeah, I know. And looking at their outage map, I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute so I can understand it a little better.
Okay.
Randy, and there's still some out in Kingston. I had someone from Orange Circle Road mention
Mr. Bredwell, do you know about that?
I still have no power.
That's all.
Okay. Mr. Gwynn, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Ms. Wright, do you have anything to report?
Just a little. Tennessee Riverline has approached us with a possible concept plan. It's right now it's kind of a pie in the sky thing, but it's through UT, and they are planning on presenting that plan to the public tentatively on September 20th during one of our Wednesday night food truck rallies. Once that is more set in stone, I will let you all know, but I would like to have as much feedback on that project as possible. So hopefully it's something to look forward to. And that's all I have.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, do you have anything to report?
Not at this time. I have library board meeting Thursday, so I'll have further to report next month.
Okay. I don't have anything to report. A couple of things stirring up, but I can report on those later. Mr. Bowling.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few things. First of all, just want to say how proud and impressed I was with all of our personnel after the storm. We certainly we're more fortunate than a lot of places, but we still got hit with some very strong winds. Had some large trees across the roads and a lot of mess to clean up, but we had everything cleared and back open before the school buses ran. So they jumped on it. They were a little short-staffed yesterday, but everybody did a great job. So certainly appreciate them for that. We received a proposal. I may have mentioned this last week at the workshop briefly, but we have received a proposal from Ardura for the professional services contract for the ARC project at Ladd Park. That's been vetted and it meets all the requirements, so I'll have this on the agenda next month to get that approved, and then we'll be ready to hopefully start moving forward with that project. I'll be on speaking of Ladd Park, I'll be on a conference call tomorrow with officials from Bassmaster to start preparing for the tournament that's coming up next month. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of challenges. This will be the biggest tournament we've ever pulled off by far, but I'm confident we can handle it, and we'll have more updates as that gets closer. But very excited for that tournament coming up in the middle of next month. A couple of you asked me about when we'll be updating our 5-year capital plans. Just wanted to let you know that we're in that process now. Departments are working on their drafts, and I'll start meeting with them probably over the next couple of weeks. And our goal is to have that completed by November the 1st. So when we get that done, you'll certainly get copies of those. Also had a couple people ask me about the school zone signs that we've ordered for Cherokee Middle School. Unfortunately, they were delayed. We didn't get them in time for the start of school, but they are in and should be installed next week. We also got the materials in to repair the crossing sign at the intersection downtown, and that should be done next week as well. So we have both of those going up. And also, some of you remember this, several of you weren't here then, but we'd like to do another facilities tour, And yeah, I think it'd be beneficial for all of you, especially those of you that have never been on one. And we're looking at a couple of dates, October the 6th and the 13th. Both of those are Fridays. I figured that might work better for everybody. So if you'll think about those, let us know if you're going to be available. One or both of those, then we'll get something locked in with the department heads and start getting that plan. So wanted to wait a bit till it cooled off a little bit, but I think that'll be a good time, and we'll get that plan, and that's all I have unless you have any questions.
On that, do you have some kind of a schedule you're thinking?
I don't yet, but we'll have an agenda once we get. It'll be, I don't remember how long it took us last year, but it wasn't all day, but it was several hours. So
I've got reasons, but
well, that's, I mean, those are 2 dates we picked. It doesn't have to be, but I thought that wait until it cooled off a little bit would be a little better for everybody. So.
Okay.
But yeah, if y'all will just let Kelly know if one or both of those days work for you, then we'll go from there. So.
Does anyone have any questions for the city manager? All right, seeing none, we're going to item number 7. Is addition of items to the meeting agenda received after the close of the agenda deadline. I did not receive any of those.
Mayor, I have a question about this.
Yes.
The new law that was passed, is number 7, should number 7 remain on our agenda?
I'll let the guy who does law.
Okay.
That's something I can certainly look into and have an answer to council
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
relatively quickly.
8, unfinished business. Item A is consideration of second and final reading of 2307-1101, an ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of Kingston, Tennessee by rezoning property from R2 Residential District to C2 Highway Business District on tax map 058K, Group G, parcel 013.00. Do I hear a motion for this second reading?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
That's a motion by Ms. Wright, second by Mr. Gwynn. Ms. Wright?
Just wanted to make everybody aware, I know this is second reading, but since we have people in the audience, I just wanted to make note that this is the piece of property that has sat vacant for many, many years. It's a hard building site, and hopefully they will be able to turn that site into into a more useful use than what it is right now.
Thank you, Mr. Gwynn. Anything?
No.
Council? Madam Clerk, call the roll on the second and final reading.
Councilmember Bradwell,
Yes.
Councilmember Childs.
Yes.
Councilmember Gwynn.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
Mayor Neal.
Aye.
6 ayes.
Number 9 under new business, item A is consideration of resolution 2308-0801, a resolution authorizing continuous records disposition based upon current records retention schedules. Now, we talked about this Tuesday night, and I think this is just going to help Ms. Jackson get rid of some dated records. Do you hear a motion for this resolution?
Motion.
Is there a second? Second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bradwell. Mr. Gwynn.
No, just we need to help her out.
Mr. Bradwell, anything? Council? Okay. Madam Clerk, call the roll on that resolution.
Councilmember Bradwell.
Yes.
Councilmember Childs.
Yes.
Councilmember Gwynn.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
Mayor Neal.
Aye.
6 ayes.
Item B is consideration to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with Rockwood Utility for replacement of lights at exit 352 in the amount not to exceed $150,000. Do I hear a motion for this agreement?
Make a motion.
Mr. Childs, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Mr. Childs. Anything?
Long overdue.
Ms. Johnson, anything?
I agree.
Council? Madam Clerk, call the roll on that agreement.
Councilmember Bradwell.
Yes.
Councilmember Childs.
Yes.
Councilmember Gwynn.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
Mayor Neal.
Aye.
6 ayes.
Item C is consideration to authorize the placement of a safe haven baby box at Fire Station 1. To hear a motion for this authorization.
A motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Wright, second by motion by Mr. Gwynn, second by Ms. Wright. Mr. Gwynn.
It's just an awesome thing to happen.
Ms.
We
Wright.
need it.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. There's so few of these in the state of Tennessee, and if it saves one baby, it is certainly worth it.
Worth every penny. Council, need to have further discussion? Madam Clerk, call the roll on that authorization.
Councilmember Bradwell,
Yes.
Councilmember Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Gwynn,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Neal.
Aye.
6 ayes.
That being the end of the agenda, this meeting is adjourned. So now we'll go into the regular meeting of the Kingston Beer Board. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll of the Beer Board?
Member Bradwell,
Here.
Vice Chair Brown, Member Childs,
Present.
Member Gwynn,
Here.
Member Johnson,
Present.
Member Wright,
Present.
Chairman Neal.
Present. To hear a motion to approve the previous minutes is written.
Make a motion.
Motion from Mr. Childs, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Don't believe there's any corrections or deletions of the minutes. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Member Bradwell,
Yes.
Member Childs,
Yes.
Member Gwynn,
Yes.
Member Johnson,
Yes.
Member Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Neal.
Aye.
6 ayes.
With no business to come before the Beer Board, this meeting is adjourned. Now we'll go straight into the regular meeting of the Kingston Water Board. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll for the Water Board?
Member Bradwell,
Here.
Vice Chair Brown, Member Childs,
Present.
Member Gwynn,
Present.
Member Johnson,
Present.
Member Wright,
Present.
Chairman Neal.
Present. Madam Clerk, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself just a little bit. So, do we hear a motion to approve the previous minutes as written?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Bradwell. Do you see any corrections or deletions to the minutes?
Nope.
Board members? Madam Clerk, call the roll on the previous minutes, please.
Member Bradwell,
Yes.
Member Childs,
Yes.
Member Gwynn,
Yes.
Member Johnson,
Yes.
Member Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Neal.
Aye.
6 ayes.
Now time we set aside for citizens' comments. Is there any citizen here wishing to address the Water Board tonight? Okay. All right. Seeing none, we'll go into item E, the City Manager's Report.
Mr. Chairman, I don't have anything other than my written report, but I'll yield to the Utility Director if he has any updates or anything to report.
We've started the project on O'Berry, Warren Lane, got that sewer going. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks it'll be complete. But other than that, I think that's all I have tonight.
Do you have something else you wanted us to look
I
into?
do. I have something that didn't come up until after the agenda was set. I was going to see if we could get that added tonight. If you remember, you appropriated $90,000 in the budget for tank cleaning, utility for tank work. And we'd like to get authorization to expend that in an amount not to exceed that $90,000 appropriation, so Kevin can go ahead and start trying to get some of that work scheduled. There's only a certain time frame of the year that they can do that work, and obviously it's tough to get those things scheduled, so if we could get the appropriation authorized, then he can go ahead and start trying to get that scheduled. So
I'll make the motion to add it to the agenda.
Second.
I don't think we have to, everybody vote on it. I think
Add
it's
to the
just,
agenda?
I think it's just in the council meeting.
Okay.
So, but you could make the motion to go ahead and authorize and
Okay.
spend the $90,000, not to exceed $90,000 for the tank renovations.
And this will just to give information. Of course, Kevin can answer a little more, but this will do work that needs to be done on the Lad Landing tank and what's the
Lad Landing tank and the Morrison Hill tank. Neither one of those has had anything done to them since about 2000 when they were built, and it's just, they're due.
It's time.
Yes.
Some rust issues, I feel like I recall.
Yeah, we've got, what it is the interiors, what this is going to consist of is resealing and rehabbing the inside of them. About 20, 25 years is when you need to start looking at them. Both of these are sort of getting to that point, and we're just sort of trying to get ahead of it before it gets completely out of control.
And these will be done separately and at separate times, and there shouldn't be any interruption to service while those tanks are down. So.
No, and I think I've been in conversation with Watts Bar Utility. The only thing that might happen, we should not lose any of our customers, but we might have to get Watts Bar to pull off of us just a little bit or cut back on their usage some while some of this is going on. But they're in agreement with it. They understand.
All right, I have a motion on Ms. Wright. Is there a second?
Second.
Second on Mr. Gwynn. Now we'll do some discussion. Ms. Wright, anything else on that?
I do not.
Mr. Gwynn, anything?
No, it's got to be done.
board members? Mr. Hamilton, is one worse than the other? Or are they both about the same, or?
Well, with the way it is, Mr. Mayor, we probably need to do the Lad Landing first.
That's why I was thinking, getting at which one it probably needs to be done more.
When Morrison Hill was done, there was no isolation valves put in it. Morrison Hill feeds Lad Landing, so we really need to get Lad done so then we can come back and get that tank and keep Lad going.
There's not isolation valves in the one at Morrison Hill?
There's isolation valves, but if you isolate that one valve, it will kill Morrison Hill tank and Lad tank.
Right, okay.
So we need to get it to where we can separate them.
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor to go ahead and authorize the expenditure of not to exceed $90,000 on tanks. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Member Bradwell?
Yes.
Member Childs?
Yes.
Member Gwynn?
Yes.
Member Johnson?
Yes.
Member Wright?
Yes.
Chairman Neal?
Aye.
6 ayes.
Is there anything else to come before the water board tonight? If not, this means adjourned.